Behold a new America, a nation changing for the better. In communities across the country, ordinary citizens are coming together to meet the challenges America faces. By cleaning the environment, meeting human needs, improving the education of children, and ensuring public safety, important work is getting done. Important work carried out by members of AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps is a collaboration of all kinds of people. AmeriCorps is persons with different disabilities, different backgrounds, ages, and aspirations. But for all their differences, AmeriCorps members all share a common value. You will meet several people during the next few minutes. They are members of a national service effort that's making a difference in our communities. They are persons with disabilities, and they are an important part of AmeriCorps, and they are definitely getting things done.
My name is William Nutria. My friends call me Willie. I'm 25 years old. My disability is cerebral palsy. I've been involved in AmeriCorps for about 6 months. I'm serving as a member in a apartment complex for senior citizens. We take walks to the park, talk about public safety, and try to tell them, hey, I want you to get out into the community, let people know, yes, I am a senior citizen, but I'm not scared of you, I'm not scared of mugging or getting harassed. I also visit what we call the sick and shut-in people. And that's the people that doesn't get out much because they are afraid. The seniors really touch my heart.
You can inform the water group that he was headed that way.
Okay, thank you. Over and out. I'm a member of the emergency response team. Right now we're doing forest fires. We get called out on any type of natural disaster like earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, whatever. I am logistical support. I help out on radio.
Willie, we're going to be heading that way too. Curtis Square.
All right, you have to know your longitude lines and your latitude lines. We've had programs on map and compass reading. I feel that disabled people are only as disabled as they tell themselves they are. Whenever I'm with AmeriCorps, yes, I am in a wheelchair physically, but I do not feel I have a disability. AmeriCorps does care for other people.
My name is Sarah Brooke Neighbors. I am totally blind. I've always been interested in working with kids. And working with AmeriCorps, it's kind of reinforced my feeling of wanting to ultimately work with preschool-aged children.
You know how to do that puzzle?
The particular site is in the middle of a housing project. We work with at-risk children. Most of the children that go there either live in the housing project or really close to it. So we have a pretty big mix of kids. I feel that you have to start children off in a very positive way. Even if only one child is helped, that's better than nothing. I do everything with the children. I do puzzles with them, I draw with them, I do artwork, I help them write.
I guess what I would say the positives are about having Sarah in the Head Start class.
The kids have the opportunity to see a person who is disabled as a mentor and in a role of authority, which is something that I think most kids aren't used to doing. And I think that that's a positive part of their educational experience.
Since I've been with AmeriCorps, I have started to be a lot more patient with people. And that comes from working with our team, because there have been projects that we have done that you can't just say, we're going to do it this way and it'll get done. Everybody has their own opinion. That's helped me a lot. If you're going to work with AmeriCorps, you have to really enjoy working with people. That's the biggest part of it. It's not an easy thing to do all the time. Sometimes it's really hard. But if you want to make a difference, then you should work with AmeriCorps.
My name is Colin Petrowski. I'm deaf and have been since birth. I communicate primarily through using American Sign Language. The reason I decided to participate in AmeriCorps was because it seemed to be just a perfect place, an opportunity to really start from scratch in terms of my career development once I finished with college. The house that I've been working on since the fall is part of the Land Trust of Northern California. What they do is acquire properties and renovate them to bring them up to suitable condition in order to sell them as low-income housing space. I remember the very first day that I saw the Land Trust house, and I thought that it was going to be completely raised and that we would start again from the beginning. We had to put in new ceilings as well as new walls. There were layers of paint on the windows that had to be sanded so we could finally get down to see the original wood. So we sanded all of the windows, scraped off all the old paint, and tried to make the house go back to its original condition. It was a very, very challenging job. It reminds me of experiences I had as a young child. My father taught me a lot of basic carpentry work. Jack, the young man in the hat, he's been working with the Land Trust, but he's also a member of AmeriCorps. And the team that I've been working with has been great.
Colin has contributed as being one of 9 members on a team that have basically kicked butt and have been able to renovate property over the past 6 months and get it ready for residents to move into. Colin has had a particular interest in doing outreach to the deaf community about HIV and AIDS issues. He searched and searched and searched and finally found this organization, the Center for AIDS Services, and he met with the executive director and discussed this idea.
When I think of national service, what comes to mind is the notion of service to the community, and it ends up being your own community. There's no way to say how much AmeriCorps has meant to me. When I talk about personal growth, it's really hard to put it into just a few words. The best way to describe AmeriCorps is to say that it's a good way to find yourself.
My name is Mark Lang. I'm a paraplegic. I build wheelchair ramps, and I knew that I wanted to do something different. I was purely in an administrative role in my old job, and I told one of my employees one time that I sure wish I had a job where I went out and built something instead of shuffling papers and crunching numbers all the time. I applied for AmeriCorps, and here I am. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to build ramps, and frankly, I was quite scared. And then one of the coordinators had a book, and as soon as I saw the book, I knew that that was the design that I had been looking for. I just followed the instructions and did some modifications and some customizing, and I was underway. I can do all the building myself, but when it comes time to raise them and move these sections, but sometimes they weigh a couple of 100 pounds, I'm just not capable of doing it alone, and I think a lot of able-bodied men might not be able to do it alone. I met Brian Durrett. He was next door to where I was building this ramp, and I just asked for his help. So I asked Kathy Coughlin, was there any chance of getting a helper, because I had a good candidate, and now we're a good team. When I go out to build a ramp, if I meet with someone that's able-bodied, they first see me and they think, okay, you're going to build the ramp. It seems like you need the ramp. But if I talk to the consumer, right away there's some type of kinship where they know, because of my disability, I'm going to build them the best ramp that I can build. The person that lives here, William Jones, has used an electric wheelchair And he had a ramp up here that was so steep that he wasn't able to go down it or up it safely. We're trying to build it so Bill will be able to use it independently in his electric wheelchair. And when I get finished with the ramp and they see the work that I've done, we both feel a sense of pride.
Mark came to us in July of '95 for his first term and has researched different plans for ramps, found a plan that was going to be a good plan and could be adapted to different kinds of situations, different terrains, different lengths, and so forth. And he is the team leader for this project. If it weren't for Mark, this project wouldn't happen.
My education and background and training never prepared me for building ramps, but being a part of AmeriCorps, you know, it made me understand that anything's possible, even for someone in a wheelchair to be in the construction business. Now I think anything's possible.
Willie, Sarah, Colin, and Mark are a few of the many individuals serving their communities and their country. National service is performed by all kinds of people, and persons with disabilities are an important part of AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps welcomes persons with disabilities because America cannot spare the talents of any person willing to serve. To learn more, call 800-942-2677 or 800-833-3722 for TDD. You can also visit AmeriCorps on the World Wide Web at cns.gov.